Temperatures in Gauteng are expected to remain low, with some weather centres also warning of the possibility of light snow next week. The Johannesburg Emergency Services says its officials are ready to deal with any weather-related incidents. And for more on this, we are now joined by EMS spokesperson Robert Mulaudzi. He joins us now via our video link. Robert, always a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you so much for your time this evening here on SABC News. Let's start off here. What are your plans as the city of Johannesburg should you deal with heavy snowfall in the city?
Yeah, thank you very much, Bali, and thank you to the viewers. Yes, from our side, as a City of Johannesburg Emergency Management Services, we are on a high alert, monitoring most of our vulnerable communities, which is mostly our informal settlements, because we know when we have extremely cold temperatures like this, our residents who are mostly in our informal settlements will be the ones who are mostly vulnerable. So from our side, we've got our monitoring teams in all 7 regions of the city, and all our fire stations are fully operational, so that we can be able to respond to any emergencies which might occur in all 7 regions of the city of Johannesburg.
And Robert, as you continue to monitor some of the informal settlement areas and continuing to educate some of those living in informal settlement, what advice are you giving to those residents, particularly when we see temperatures drop and some of those residents will be resorting to other means of keeping warm?
Yes, we've got a unit here. We call it PA, Public Education Unit, which is responsible to go out there and educate our communities about disaster preparedness, and of course educate them about life and fire safety educational programs. So we are pleading with our residents out there to ensure that as and when they're using heating devices like braziers or imbaula, to make sure that they use it in a well-ventilated area. Before going to bed, take it out so that you can prevent situations where you can inhale those toxic fumes which are coming from the imbaula. And also our residents who are using heaters, to ensure that while in use, the heaters are monitored. We don't leave heaters maybe in a room while we are trying to warm that specific room, maybe doing other household chores, because coming back, you might find that room engulfed in flames. So it's very important for us to ensure that as and when we're trying to warm ourselves, we need to make sure that all those heating devices are not left unattended.
And Robert, another vulnerable community you also deal with in the city of Johannesburg is, of course, the homeless. What are your plans to ensure that, during this very cold spell, that they also are able to be safe and are able to keep warm during this time?
Yeah, from our side as a fire service, when we conduct our public education programs, we normally educate them in terms of ensuring that as and when maybe they ignite fires in and around where they are, they need to make sure that that fire is contained in that area. And of course, other departments, relevance department, who are like the social services department, they also conduct a lot of programs to ensure that those residents are, safe during these extremely cold temperatures. And of course, from our side, we will be communities, be it communities, churches, shopping malls, to ensure that we continue to educate our residents about the importance of looking after heating devices, and also just disaster preparedness in general, because we know that lately, due to climate change, we normally come across adverse weather conditions, be it extremely hot temperatures or extremely cold temperatures. So it's important for us as a fire service to ensure that our residents have got the necessary skills to deal with any emergencies which might occur in the respective communities.
And I know, Robert, you said that you will be closely monitoring informal settlements in the city of Johannesburg, but which are the areas in particular will you be keeping a close watch as the city of Johannesburg EMS?
Yeah, we know that in most of our informal settlements, like Alexander, Deep Sloat, Kliptown, those are some of the areas which we know that when we have extremely cold temperatures, because of the heating devices which those residents are using, we might see, an increase in terms of the number of fires in those areas. But we are not forgetting also our residents in our townships also, and also our suburban areas, because we have seen that an increase in terms of the number of fires in those areas which I've mentioned. So we will be monitoring all 7 regions generally to ensure that we can be able to respond to all the emergencies which might occur. We're encouraging our residents to call our emergency services call center, which is 011 375 5911. Our emergency service call center operates 24/7, so our residents should be able to get out of us in a 24-hour basis.
All right, that is Robert Mulaudzi there. Thank you so much for your time, Robert. Robert Mulaudzi, the Johannesburg Emergency Management Services spokesperson, just giving us his insights in terms of what they are doing as the city of Johannesburg to ensure that they don't respond to a number of fires, which particularly increases, particularly when it comes to informal settlements. Also saying that they will continue with their education drive to try and educate those living in various neighborhoods with a strong focus on informal settlements to ensure that they also keep safe as they try and keep warm just during this very cold spell, which is expected to make landfall in parts of the city of Johannesburg from around Monday. And that's when we can expect snowfall to hit various parts of the country. But of course, that also excludes the Limpopo province.